You're on. I'm recording. Start smiling.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Dawn. All good. Episode
Okay.
56, Monday the 18th of May. Oh, hang on. Adjust my screen. Otherwise, I look little compared to you. There we go. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I've got up. I've uh, got the oranges prepared to juice. I'm going to make some bread. I'm going to make some granola bars. I'm up for it, and I've asked everybody who lives here if they want anything else, and they don't. So that's it. That's all I'm going to do this morning, and then I'll do a bit of housework.
Wonderful. Good stuff. I'm okay. Got a not so much feedback and stuff today, so I'm going to throw a couple of good moral dilemmas at people to see what yours and their thoughts might be on those. So we're going to give that a go.
I'm glad it's not me who's got to reply. I'm beginning to think I'm going nuts. Come on.
Why'd you say that?
Well, like yesterday, you accused me of watching the programme, and I hadn't. It's just somehow I would deal with the situation.
You just picked the same route as the coach. Yeah. Good. Right. Yesterday's music was, I think, one of the hardest so far, but it didn't stop the Fulbrook family coming up trumps. Tony Fulbrook was the viewer, but his two sons helped him, but I was still impressed. They got it. It was Paolo Nintini with New Shoes, linking to Soul II Soul. See what I did there the day before?
Yeah. You'll have to stop linking them now, so that you do a new link, so then you start again, because otherwise it gets better. You begin to anticipate what could the link be.
Yeah, I mean, Angie Crush thought it was the Spice Girls Stop, but I'm still not quite sure how that links to.
I think she's just listening to the music as opposed to anything else.
Yeah, right. I mean, there were radio programs. I don't know, probably still going, where they guess the music and they literally play hardly anything. One note. Which is what I'm going to attempt. But
there's a competition on BBC Radio 1 where they do like forwards, and they do like 2 bars and they guess the music, and then they do it backwards, which is so difficult. Hard, some people get it from backwards. I mean, I just wouldn't.
No, but I've been so impressed. I don't think we've caught them out yet, and even when you do catch them out for an hour or so, I feel a bit guilty because anyway. I've now resorted to my iPad, which I thought would have bigger buttons to press, because I've got to get this just right. If you get more than one note, you're very lucky. But I'm going to attempt to do as little as possible. But this is going to be a push, so because it could give it away. But we will give it a go. Right? Okay. Let's have a. You ready?
That's it. Perfect.
Right. I can edit. We'll give it a go.
Oh, first day edit. Oh my goodness.
6 attempts at that one. Right. Okay. Next thing up, we've had. I'm going to take this opportunity to put a photo up of Duncan Black, whose only contribution so far in 56 episodes is to tell Steve Fury that it's bloody cold in Seattle as well as here in the winters. But as I haven't seen Duncan for about 40 years.
Have you said that it's the 18th of May and how many episodes we've done yet?
Pardon? What's that?
Did you say it was 18th of May and how many episodes we've done?
Yeah, I did that at the beginning, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So quick screen share, photo, but I'm also bringing this up because it's me back in the day as well. There you go. That's me, number 49, and that's Duncan, number 29.
Where were you?
That is Tunbridge Wells Boys Grammar. It was Tech grass track in about 1977 or something like that.
And what vest have you got on?
I think that's a district schools vest, but I think it's I don't know. I think they must have got out one of the schools vests for us to wear, to be honest. Yeah, good point. Well made.
Right.
Yeah. But that was the Kent Schools 1500 metres championships.
Well, there are only 3 of you in it.
I don't know. Maybe there's only 3 in the photograph. Maybe there's somebody a bit further on. I'd have to check back at results.
Who's number 65? Do you know who he is?
Andy McNeil, I think his name is.
Oh, I wonder what he's doing now.
They were both very good. Duncan was very, very good runner. But Wine, Women and Song finished him off, I think.
Right. Not in that order necessarily, but Wine, Women and Song.
Not so much of the song, probably. Yeah. We might drag him out of the woodwork for commenting on that, what finished off his athletics. Anyway. So that feedback from Duncan stemmed from Steve Fury, who was talking about his sliding doors moment. You remember mentioned about whether to get on a flight to go to Seattle to do a race. I'm still not totally sure the circumstances. Sounds to me like it was a major decision whether to go to Seattle, do the race and see his girlfriend at the time, or fly back home to the UK permanently. And he chose the latter. So that is such a sliding doors moment. He might have ended up in a different country, married to a different person.
Well, yeah, but you can look back on all those circumstances in your life, and you sometimes wonder could that have happened if I'd made that decision, etc. So yeah,
it's a bit.
But he's very happy, bless him. So we'll leave him alone.
Yeah, happy person, happy positive person. Good. We've had, thanks to Andy Poppleton, we've been watching Friday Night Lights, which is, it's over 10 years old, but it's on Netflix. It's about American football, throwing a great number of moral dilemmas at you, which I'm going to talk about one or two again. You've been watching a little bit with me now, haven't you?
Yeah. I must admit, isn't there a film called Coach Carter or something that we've watched as well, and it's very similar along those lines, but obviously the film's a lot shorter.
Yeah, definitely. But it's every episode's making me think a little bit. It's a bit don't know what you call it, melodramatic, as Andy says, but still some good messages in there. Grazia's watching the Gilmore Girls. Ever watched that? She says it's very girly as a series.
Well, I watched it years ago. Yeah.
All right. Is it any good?
It first came out. Well, it is. It's another thing. It's a relationship between a parent. I mean, there's 3 generations, and it's the relationship between the parents, the daughter, and the grandchild.
Okay.
And it's it's how it's about their life story, how they develop, etc., and go on, and relationships, etc. It is good, but I think times move on, and I watched it a few years ago. I'm back. I mean, I can't. It must be 20 years ago.
Okay, really? Okay. And Hubert talked his sliding doors moment. He was going to watch volleyball in a new town that he moved to, and he was watching the game and got to know one of the players who ended up being his boss. He got a job as a result of getting to know this guy. So again, he agreed it's who you know, not necessarily what you know. It's been in the right place at the right time. So,
it is certainly that. I know that from my experiences.
So I had a few things, a couple of moral dilemmas, and another question to people. I suddenly thought we haven't really done what's the nicest thing anyone has done for you or does on a regular basis. Got anything?
No, it's a difficult one. I mean, nobody does anything nice on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not really that bothered about that. I don't think I'm sad or anything like that. I just think, I think if you're nice to people all the time, then I think, you make friends. And I must admit, walking around with Oscar, going to different shops, etc., they all chat and they're all friendly. And I think that's the biggest thing I can say that has happened. And it's because my approach is that I smile and I, say hello and I'm polite. If I was rude and grumpy, they wouldn't form a relationship with me. So I think it is that sort of thing that I can say that you take on board. I haven't got many really, really close friends that I pick up from where I left off, etc. But I'm pretty independent. I must get on people's nerves as well. So I'm resolved to be like I am. So
Yeah, I thought hard about this. It's not the big things; it's the little things, like you say, isn't it?
mm,
When I arrive at a cross country meeting with all the kit and tents and stuff, it's really nice when one or two just say, "Oh, is there anything I can do to help?" And you throw them some pegs to bang in, or they go off and get the numbers. They don't realise, or even the odd person then offers to get me a cup of coffee if I haven't got my flask.
mm.
Those little things make such a difference because it takes a little bit of stress away from the situation, which makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It does, and I must admit, when I go and sort of like step into your shoes, I think, God, he does this all winter. I don't know how you do it really sometimes, because it's quite sort of demanding, isn't it?
Yeah, there's lots of little things to remember to do.
I've
And
just sneezed now. Sorry.
I got double barrel there. I could hear it from here as well.
The whole house shook. Sorry.
Yeah. Right, the moral dilemmas. Here you go. You watch this. This is one. Yesterday we were watching the Chase, the family edition, where I think there was two husband and wives teaming up in team of four, and they do a series of questions. Anyone not watched the Chase, people get eliminated. You end up with whoever's left.
It was called the family chase. So you had to have 4 members of a family to do the chase.
Yeah. But anyone who hasn't seen the Chase, you get eliminated and you're left with a team of 1, 2 or 3 or 4, depending on success, against the chaser on questions. And one husband and wife pair were eliminated and the other pair were left. And they won, I think it was £9,000, didn't they?
£9,000, yeah.
So what would most people do? Not you. What do you think most people would do in that situation? Would the two remaining members of the team take the £9,000, or would they share it with the eliminated ones because they didn't win it? Or it could have been one of the eliminated ones. I think it may have been because one was the so-called captain was eliminated who had the idea in the first place. What would be fair? And how would you feel if you were one of the eliminated ones,
Well,
having a share of that £9,000?
you have to remember that you have to have 4 people to be able to do it in the first place. So in a sense, each of you working together, it will and you beat the chaser, means that you will win the pot of money. So at the end of the day, the 2 people who won the money wouldn't have been able to win the money without the other 2 being there. So it is a bit of a dilemma. I'm sort of like at the point where, because it's family and they obviously all get on and they wanted to do it together and they were all friendly in the end, they came in at the end, etc., they probably will all end up sharing the money. But it may well be that they did it for a particular reason. You don't know whether their parents might have needed some hospital attention or something, and maybe they did that to sort of help them or something. You don't know the reasons behind why they did it. And so if you took everything into consideration, you'd probably, in my eyes, I'd probably end up sharing it. Even if I was one of the 2 that had won the money, I'd probably feel that I would share it among us all.
Yeah, I think it could, in certain circumstances, throw up some real difficulties, but never mind.
Well, if you didn't get on and you were only doing it because of a certain reason, it was purely selfish, then you probably wouldn't go on the programme in the first place because you've all got to work together. So I think it's that type of thing.
Very good answer. Now, this one, probably I haven't got to this bit editing my book, but Angie Crush wanted extracts from my book occasionally, and this double bubble with a moral dilemma. National cross-country trip. 3 buses waiting to leave on Sunday morning after the night before, party and everything. So you've got 3 buses, about 50 people in each one. You've got everybody there on time to leave at the designated time at 9:30. You've got one person in bed with a hangover, not getting up. Do you wait and wait and wait, or do you leave? 8 over 18. Good.
Well, you know what I did? I went and got him.
Took a while though, didn't it?
Yeah, but I was not going to leave without him. I just think that, yes, he did something stupid, but I think I would have done something stupid if I left him there.
Why?
Well, I didn't know if he'd got any money. whether he'd be able to get home. You make, you know, I mean, he's, you know, it's a real sort of like, he's 18, he might be over 18, but you just don't know circumstances. So you think, well, I'll do the best thing I can. I mean, yes, it did take a while. 2 buses went and we were slightly behind, but at the end of the day, I, the mother in me won't allow me to leave him behind, and that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah. That wasn't the decision I was going to make, was it?
No, you were going. You were, and if I hadn't got off the bus, you would have gone.
Oh, a few mums all got together to go and get him up, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, a couple of us did, actually. We got to the room, got him up, got all his bits together, and just got him onto the bus.
I wonder which scenario he would have learnt more from. Us clearing off without him, having to get home one way or another, on his own, bearing in mind we were up in the Midlands, or whether from this way he felt guilty and appreciated it.
Well, I have a feeling that you probably would have rung his parents and asked them to pick him up. So we would have created more. It would have been a snowball effect. And also, if I was the parent of that child, regardless of whether they were
not a child, he's over 18, well over 18 at the time.
Well, okay. If I was the parent, I would not be very happy with your attitude.
Mm.
And so therefore you would have, you know, for me, I would have thought, yeah, you're trying to teach him, yeah, he's in the wrong, but 2 wrongs don't make a right, do they?
No. I suspect you will have convinced all the viewers it was the correct decision to wait for him, even though I would have liked to have seen the
I'm not trying to convince the viewers, dear. All I'm doing is telling them how I feel. And that's very unfair to think that I'm influencing anybody in any way. I'm just telling you how I dealt with the situation because of how I felt. Now,
they probably agree with you. You put it across very well.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a compliment. All right.
All right then.
Take it.
Right on the chin. Got it.
Okay, very good. Be interesting to hear the feedback from that. Cheerio, everyone. And yeah, I think that was it, really. Moral dilemmas. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay. See you tomorrow then. Bye.
Bye.